Well, alrighty then. Finally freaking stopped raining for like an hour. So I was able to get out and Maiden, the QAV R V2 slammed version. So I had my doubts about a few things when I put this guy together. But let's take her out and I'll show you the very first pack I ever flew on this thing, and then we'll come back here and have a little chat about it. Aight? Well, finally stopped raining, but it is still cold and gray and wet. I'm also trying out the GoPro Hero 7 here, see how the audio is on it, because one of the main reasons I've never used the GoPro is because of the audio. I've been using my Sony FDR 3000X or X3000. It's a fantastic little cam, but I'm gonna do a little thing on that later. Anyway, so we're finally gonna get to Maiden the Skadoosh. Well, it's not a Skadoosh anymore. It's the QAV R V2 slammed version on 20mm standoffs. From my build series, if you haven't seen the build series, go back to the QAV R build series if you want to watch me build it. If you don't, I don't give a fuck. But it's going to be kind of hard to tell if we have efficiency or batteries or anything in the cold. We're gonna see how it flies.
Do not. There is no try.
So as you can see, it freaking, I didn't plan on, it was still wet and muddy and nasty out there, so I didn't plan on like ripping actually even as hard as I did, but the thing just felt absolutely, I was so comfortable with it in the air. And the concerns I had were on the weight, because this is about 20 grams heavier than what I normally build. Part of that is because now I have a 3D printed mount on here, as opposed to, one of the reasons I felt so comfortable flying it, I'm sure, is this is my Skadoosh frame that I've been flying, making and flying myself for about 2 years now, almost, I guess, 18 months or so. And as you can see, the motor layout is identical. The frame layouts are nearly identical with 20 millimeter standoffs. The only difference is the GoPro strapped on here instead of having a 3D printed mount. So that is some of my added weight there. That and the batteries I'm using are a few grams heavier than the other batteries. So I was a little worried about the weight, but now this has, and it felt freaking fantastic in the air. As you can see, I was comfortable with it right off the bat and just started ripping it. These arms are a lot thicker. So I think they can handle the added weight. My other concern was these big 2407 motors on here. 2550 kV, because I was afraid they would pull a lot of juice. But in the cold, I was getting, that was the first battery, but I flew 3 more after that, and all the packs were 3 minutes and more of flight time. Now, I'm really freaking happy with it. This set, it was way more efficient than I expected it to be, and I'll probably mess with these props a little more. But these Lumineer Razor ESCs with these motors, this combination was freaking awesome. Now it needs a wee bit of a tune. There was a wee bit of a shudder here and there. Not much bounce or anything like that. But I like to fly 10 or 12 packs or so through a quad before I tune it, unless it's like really out of whack on the defaults, because your bearings are going to set in, the grease is going to get looser, everything's going to warm up, and then I like to tune them. But this thing flew free. I will barely tweak the tune at all on this thing. Maybe it felt a little bit slidey in the air, so I'll probably bump my P's and D's just a fuzz. But that being said, I was also flying with cold fingers in half gloves and a big old giant puffy jacket, so it's not real comfortable to be so I need to get out on a day where I don't have to be so bundled up to really be able to feel my sticks to see exactly where it's at. But other than that, guys, this thing is freaking fantastic. Butter smooth video on stock PIDs, solid build. So just a fuzz heavier than I would normally like to build it, but I think it's going to take it with no problem. I don't like to build them too heavy, because then, you know, you'd start breaking arms and stuff like that. But these arms and this, you can see that carbon, man. This is just freaking, you can't even see the layup in this carbon. I mean, that's some super quality carbon. 5 millimeter arms. So yeah, I'm really freaking happy with it, and look forward to bringing some epic freaking rippage to you guys with this little dude right here. Look, he's so happy. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's a good boy.